Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Spanish with Dummy. So today we're going to learn about a very important topic in Spanish language, that's reflexive verbs and reflexive pronoun. Okay, so reflexive verbs, often we're confused why we use them, why they are there, right? Because this concept is very different from that of English. So reflexive verbs are like verb like bañarse, casarse, right? So just let's see them. Alright, first of all, we're going to see about the reflexive pronoun. Alright, so these are the reflexive pronoun. That's me. Me means myself. Me, myself. Te, yourself. Se, himself, herself, yourself, and as well itself. Okay, se. Nos, nos, ourselves. Os, yourselves. And se is themselves and yourselves. Now if you see here, se also means this all, and se also means this all, right? So se is very important, and these are its translations, right? So just go through them and we'll see more. Alright, now here we have some statements about the reflexive verbs and reflexive pronoun. Okay, let's see them. First, it says that reflexive verb ends with se. Okay, always it ends with se, like this: bañarse, which means to bath; despertarse, to wake up; vestirse, alright, to dress up. You can see, right? It's all ending with se. Now, so far we have learned that the verb ends with ar, right? Er or ir, right? But this are a little different. They are ending with se. Okay. Now, yes. So why they are ending with se is just for the reminder that you need to put the reflexive pronoun there. Okay. With the reflexive verb, we will need to put the reflexive pronoun. Otherwise, the meaning of the verb can totally change, totally be wrong at times, right? So that is it. Or else the usage of the reflexive verb is same like the reflexive the normal verbs. Okay, conjugation and everything is exactly the same, just you need to add the reflexive pronoun, and we will just see them what exactly I'm trying to say you. Okay, now it says that reflexive pronoun makes subject receiver of the action. Okay, so whenever we put it, it means that it shows that an action has been done, and it has been done on the same person who is speaking, right? So yes, like if I say I hit myself, right? Now this myself is reflexive pronoun, which is showing that I'm hitting myself, right? I mean, I'm the one who is receiving the action as well, right? So that's what it is. Now next statement says that with reflexive verb we have to put reflexive pronoun, right? So if there is a reflexive verb like this, you need to put the reflexive pronoun. Okay, we'll see them soon. Alright, reflexive pronoun comes just before the reflexive verb. Okay, so this is the placing. There is first the reflexive pronoun and the reflexive verb will come. Okay, too much of theory. Now let's do something practical. Alright, so here we have the verb bañarse. Bañarse means to bath. Okay, now if I want to say I bath, okay, then the literal translation would be yo baño, right? Yo means I, baño means bath. But do you know this is not exactly correct, because yo baño, okay, first of all, let me say you something. In Spanish language, if you do any action and you are doing that action on yourself, right, then you need to show it. You need to show it with the reflexive pronoun, with the help of reflexive pronoun, or else the meaning will totally change. For example, when you bath, to whom do you bath? You bath yourself, right? It's not you're going to bath someone else. You bath yourself, so you need to show that. So here I say yo baño. Okay, now yo baño is wrong because it means I bath but someone else. I didn't show that this action I do on myself. Okay, so it's wrong to say this way. This is a literal English translation, right? But no, we need to translate it the way in Spanish it should be translated. Now here it says that yo me baño. Now here I'm saying that I bath, and what is me? We've just learned me is myself, right? If we go back here, me is myself. So see, this is reflecting that I'm doing an action on myself, right? So this is the correct translation saying I bath. Okay. Alright, so this bañarse, the ending se shows that you need to put the reflexive pronoun. Okay, so for example, if the action is done by I, yo, then you need to put me. Okay, it's compulsory. And if you go back, if the action is done by the second person, you, then you need to put te. Okay, if the action is done by he, she, then say is something you need to put there to show that he's doing action on himself. Okay, if we are doing the action, then you need to put nos there, okay, to so that we are bathing ourselves. Like that, it goes on and on. Okay, all right, let's go forward. Let's see with the second person. Now again, it's we're using bath verb. If you say she baths, then ella baña, right? This is the literal translation, which is incorrect. It means she baths someone else. Okay, and yes, ella se baña is the correct one. It means she baths herself. Okay, this is doing an action on herself. So that's the thing. Whenever there is a reflexive verb, always put the reflexive pronoun just before the first verb. Okay, like this here, say. Alright, now we have another verb, that's despertarse. Okay, despertarse means to wake up. Now if I say I wake up at 2, then I would translate it like yo despierto a las dos, right? Now yo despierto a las dos is incorrect because it means I wake up but someone else. Yo despierto a las dos means I wake up, despierto, a las is at, and 2. Right? Now, it means that I wake up someone else at 2 because I didn't show that I wake up myself at 2, because the action of waking up, we do it on ourselves, right? We wake up ourselves. We don't wake up someone else. We do that, but very rarely, right? So if you are saying that you woke up, right, yourself at 7 o'clock, then you need to say that yo me, which means myself, despierto a las 7. Now this is the correct. It means I wake up. Okay, and it shows that you're waking up, you're talking about waking up yourself. Okay, now that's what the despertarse means. Okay, every time you're talking about waking up yourself, okay, then yes, we need to put the pronoun here. Now again, here we have he wakes up at 7. Okay, now él despierta a las 7 would be incorrect. Okay, it means he wakes up someone else, because you didn't show that he's doing the action of waking up on himself. He's not waking up himself, he's waking up someone else. But here we are saying that él se despierta a las 7. Now se means himself, right? We have learned that. So he wakes up himself at 7. This is the correct. Okay, he wakes up. All right, perfect. Now like this it goes on. Okay, if we talk about we, then it will be like nos despertamos a las 7. Nos means ourselves. Okay, so like that. All right, now we're going to see some other verbs. Okay, like we have the verb vestirse. Vestirse means to dress up or to get dressed. Okay, so if I say I dress up, okay, then I will say yo visto. Okay, yo visto. But this means I dress up, and it can mean I dress up someone else, because you know, when I say I dress up, it means the action of dressing up, upon whom I'm doing that, on myself, right? I'm dressing up myself. In English we don't show that, but in Spanish we need to show that, okay, that you are doing an action on yourself. So just literally translating, saying yo visto, yo means I, visto means dress up is not sufficient. Okay, you need to say I dress up myself, yo me visto. Now this is correct. I dress up myself, or it can be translated as I get dressed. Okay, this is the correct way to say. So vestirse is always a reflexive verb. Okay, whenever you talk about dress up, you always need to put the reflexive pronoun here. Okay, you know what's the reason behind it, right? Because the action of dressing up we do on ourselves, and reflexive verb, with the help of reflexive pronoun, with the help of reflexive pronoun, we show that we do an action on ourselves, right? We have another again, we dress up. Okay, now dress up literally means vestimos. Vestimos means we dress up, right? But it's a literal translation of English which is incorrect. We dress up, vestimos means we dress up but someone else. We need to say nos vestimos. Now it means we dress up ourselves, or we get dressed up. Okay, this is the correct way to say. All right, so far we went through the reflexive verbs, right? Now we learned that whenever there's a reflexive verb, we will have to put reflexive pronoun, right? But the use of reflexive pronoun is not limited to that. Okay, Reflexive pronoun can be even used in normal verbs, okay, to show that you are doing action on yourself, or a lot of other meanings. Okay, so we'll see how we use reflexive pronoun. So here it says that sometimes we use reflexive pronoun to show that we are doing an action for ourselves. Okay, even if you are doing an action for yourself, then you can do it, you can make that sentence by using reflexive pronoun. Okay, like for example, if I say yo compro la ropa. Compro comes from a verb comprar, which means to buy, okay? Yo compro la ropa, I buy the cloth. It means I buy the clothes, right? And down we have another sentence which say yo me compro la ropa. Okay, here we put me, reflexive. Okay, now you know what's the difference between these two sentences? This means that I buy clothes. It's generally, it could be for anyone. But here I'm specific. I buy clothes for myself. Okay, so here me has a translation like for myself. Okay, yo me compro la ropa, I buy clothes for myself. So that's what the magic of the reflexive pronoun is. Okay, it can show that you are doing an action for yourself. Okay, now next, ellos cocinan pollo. It means they cook chicken. Okay, ellos cocinan. Cocinan means to cook, from the verb cocinar here. Okay, we conjugate for they form here. Now next we have ellos se cocinan pollo. Okay, now the difference is that it means they cook chicken, it could be for anyone, right? Generally. But here they are specific that they cook chicken. Now what what we've learned, it was themselves, right? So they cook chicken for themselves. Like, see, they cook chicken for themselves. So that is it. Now if I say él construye una casa, it means he builds a house, or he constructs a house. Construye comes from verb construir. Okay, construir means to construct. Now here we have another él se construye una casa, right? Now the difference, he builds a house, it could be for anyone, right? But here he builds house for himself, okay? Because we put reflexive pronoun, so it means it has to be, right? Uh, for himself only. So that is the magic of reflexive pronoun. Alright, now we're going to see here the use of the reflexive pronoun to show that we are doing an action on ourselves. Okay, now we'll see how the meaning of the sentence changes. Okay, first we have ponemos perfume. Ponemos perfume means we put perfume. Now nos ponemos perfume also means we put perfume. But what's the difference? Okay, now let's see them. Here, ponemos perfume, here the ponemos comes from the verb poner, okay, which means to put. The first one means we put perfume, but on others. Why? Because we didn't mention that, right? In Spanish, it's necessary. If you're doing an action on yourself, you need to show it using the reflexive pronoun. But here you say, nos ponemos perfume, which means we put perfume on ourselves. Nos is ourselves, right? So this is the correct way to say we put perfume, right? And we always put perfume on ourselves, right? So always use poner used with a reflexive pronoun. Next is I was hands, okay? So lavo los manos means I was hand. Me lavo los manos also means I was hands, okay? And lavo means I was. Now it comes from the verb lavar. Lavar means to wash. Now the difference is that the first one means that I was hands, but of others, not of mine, because I didn't use the reflexive pronoun, right? But here I'm saying me lavo los manos, which means I was hand. Me means myself, of myself, right? I was hands of myself, or I wash my hands, right? So this is the correct way to say. Okay, if you ever say I wash my hand, then put the reflexive pronoun always. Okay, next we have they cut the hairs. Okay, so first is cortan el pelo. Okay, next is se cortan el pelo. Both means the same thing, they cut the hair. But the difference is that the first means that they cut the hair but of others, because I didn't sew it, I do cut my own hair. But here it means cortan, they cut hair says of themselves, right? They cut hair of themselves, or they cut the hair. So this is the correct way to say. If you ever say I cut my hair, then put the reflexive pronoun. Okay, all right, perfect. Alright, now we're going to learn where to put the reflexive pronoun, alright, when there are two verbs in a sentence. So far we know with the one verb what we do, we put reflexive pronoun first and we put the verb, right? But what about if there are two verbs? So it is like this. There are two ways you can place the reflexive pronoun. First is you put first verb and second verb, and you just attach the reflexive pronoun here. Okay, or else you can do is reflexive pronoun. You put first, and after that you put first verb and second verb, right? So we will see this exactly. Like here, I want to say I want to express myself. Okay, so myself is a reflexive pronoun, right? So either I can say yo quiero is first verb, expresar second verb, me. Okay, this is reflexive. Yo quiero expresarme. Now here, see, I have attached it just like this. First verb, second verb, and reflexive pronoun, just attached it. Right? This is the way how you can write reflexive pronoun, place it, or else you can do this. Yo me quiero expresar. Okay? Here we put reflexive pronoun just before the first verb, right? So this is the two way you can write it. Next is he wants to make himself famous, or he wants to become famous, right? So you can say él quiere hacerse famoso. This is perfect, attaching in the second verb, or él se quiere hacer famoso. Okay, before the first verb. Él se quiere hacer famoso. Se here is himself, right? And rest, you know this. Perfect. All right, now it says that myself reflexive pronoun shows that I'm doing an action on myself, right? But sometimes it might make a wrong sense. Okay, it means that every time translating the reflexive pronoun, which is me, te, se, okay, as myself, himself, herself, may be incorrect. Okay, so for example, we have a reflexive verb that's casarse. Casarse means to marry or to get married, okay? Now I want to say I want to marry, right? So quiero casarme. This is the translation in Spanish. I put here me because we when I say I marry, you know, I do that action on myself, right? I'm doing my marriage, right? Like I'm getting married, right? So yes, if I literally translate this, it would be like I want to marry myself. Okay, because may means myself, right? That's what we've learned so far, but it is incorrect. Okay, so it means always we cannot translate in English the Spanish stuff in, you know, literally. Okay, but rather the right way to say would be I want to get married, right? This makes a correct sense, right? So what we learn here is that reflexive pronoun sometimes also can be translated as get. Okay, so sometimes when you don't see this thing fitting there, you need to put get over there. Okay, so this is the perfect translation. In fact, casarse means to get married. Now here, I mean, if someone still is having a question that why did we use, why casarse, and why, I mean, in the verb to marry, why we need to put why it's casarse, why we need to put reflexive pronoun like me here. Answer is simple, because whenever someone does a marries, right, someone marry, the accent, they are doing their own marriage, right? They don't do someone else marriage, right? So because we do the accent on ourselves, right? So that's the reason we need to put the reflexive pronoun, because it's a reflexive verb. Okay, casarse is a reflexive verb, and that was the rule, right? Any reflexive verb, we need to put reflexive pronoun in them. That's compulsory. Okay, if you'll not put, then it means you are doing marriage of someone else. Okay, perfect. Now it says that myself shows that I'm doing the action on myself, but not all the time, right? So that what we just saw. It can have a wrong meaning at times if we translate. Now it says that sometimes myself, himself, ourself can bring a wrong sense, right? In such case, get is used. Okay, we translate this myself, himself, herself as get. I mean, we translate the reflexive pronoun like me, te, se, nos as get in that situation. Okay, in such case, get is used, which also work as reflexive pronoun. Okay, so reflexive pronouns are sometimes translated as get as well. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to see some examples here, okay? Like enojarse is a reflexive verb. It means to get angry, and we need to put reflexive pronoun with this, right? Similarly, aburrirse, to get bored. So if you say me enojo means to be angry. I am angry, right? So if you literally translate it, it means I angry myself, right? That's what we learned. Me is myself, but no, we don't do that. That doesn't make a sense in English. Either you instead you need to say I get angry, right? So what we did, this may we translated as get. Okay, I get angry instead of myself. See, sometimes we need to put translate as get. All right. Tom quiere divorciarse. Okay, Tom quiere divorciarse. Now it means Tom wants to divorce himself, right? Doesn't make a sense. Tom wants to divorce himself. I mean, it doesn't sound good. The correct sound is Tom wants to get divorced, right? So again, what we did, we translated this say, which is reflexive pronoun, as get. Okay? So that is it. So in some situation, it needs to be translated as get. Now, this is Jerry se aburre. It means Jerry bores himself, right? It doesn't make a sense. How can Jerry bore himself? But the right translation would be Jerry gets bored, right? Perfect. All right. Now, still, if you are questioning that why you need to put may here, why you need to put say here, why you need to put say here, is simple because it's a reflexive verb, right? Enojarse is a reflexive verb, to get angry. Aburrirse is a reflexive verb, so you need to put reflexive pronoun. That's compulsory, right? Perfect. All right. Now here we're going to see some sentence. First is tengo que mejorarme. Tengo que mejorarme, which means I have to improve myself. So here me is myself, okay? Now, yes, this is perfectly fine. Translating me as myself, it makes a sense. Ellos tienen que prepararse para examen. Ellos tienen que prepararse para examen. It means they have to prepare, okay, themselves, which is say, for the exam. Okay, now they have to prepare themselves for the exam is fine. Or also you can say they have to get prepared for the exam. So from where we got this get, the say, right, the reflexive pronoun, we translated it here as themselves and here as get, because in both of them it makes a sense, right? So say can be translated as both of them, right? All right, now next, móvil va a apagarse. It means mobile is going is va, is to, apagar is switch off. Okay, now here say is reflexive, so it's itself here. Okay, now it doesn't make a sense, right? I mean, we've learned that say means myself, sorry, we've just learned that say means himself, herself, themself, and even itself, right? But putting it as itself doesn't make a sense. But if we do this way, mobile is going to get switched off. This makes a sense, right? Here what we do, we translate say as get instead. Okay, so yes, this is perfect translation. And yeah, some of the time it happens that translating this may they say literally like as myself, himself, herself doesn't make a sense, right? So just in that case you can translate it as get. Okay, it makes the perfect meaning. All right, that's great. Let's move forward. All right, now here again we're going to compare a non-reflexive with the reflexive. Okay, so here we have the sentence without reflexive pronoun and here with reflexive pronoun. Okay, so first we have I see the dog. Okay, so it's yo veo el perro. Yo veo el perro. Now here it's I see myself. Okay, yo me veo. Yo me veo. Now here myself is me. Could you see the difference between them? Here the accent is on the dog, right? To whom I'm watching, to dog. But here the accent in I'm doing an accent and I'm doing on myself, right? I'm watching my own self. So yo I see myself, yo me veo. So I put the reflexive pronoun here. Okay? Next is she bats her son. So it's ella baña a su hijo. Okay, ella baña a su hijo. Next, she bats herself. Ella se baña. Now, saying this herself, no need to say this. We don't say in English. Okay, but you know that sense that she's taking bath, right? Then always need to put the reflexive pronoun to show that she's doing that action on herself. So ella se baña is the correct way to say. Okay, she bats. Perfect. Again, if we compare here, okay, here she's doing an action, but she's doing an action on her son, right? So we don't need to put the reflexive pronoun. She bats her son. Ella baña a su hijo. But here, she bats. And to whom she's bathing? She's bathing herself, right? So we need to put reflexive, showing that she's doing this action on herself. Ella se baña. Okay? Perfect. Now here we have, I prepare the dinner, which means yo preparo la cena. Perfect. Yo preparo la cena. Now here it's I prepare myself for the exam. Okay, it's me preparo para el examen. Okay, me preparo para el examen. Now you just see the difference. Here I'm saying I prepare the dinner. So I'm doing an action, alright? And I'm doing the action of preparing something, right? And what I'm preparing the dinner. But here, I'm doing an action of preparing, and to whom I'm preparing? To what I'm preparing? I'm preparing myself, right? I'm doing this action on myself only, right? So we need to put reflexive pronoun. Me, okay? Me preparo para el examen. So that's it, right? Let's see some more. Now here it's I want to dry the clothes. So yo quiero secar la ropa. Yo quiero secar la ropa. Now here I want to dry myself. So it's yo quiero secarme. Okay, me is myself. Now see the difference here. I'm saying I want to dry. I'm doing an action, but on what I'm doing that action? On the clothes, right? The action of drying I'm doing on clothes. But here I'm doing an action of drying, and on whom I'm doing that action? On myself, right? So it's we need to put reflexive pronoun here. Yo quiero secarme. See, whenever you do an action and you do action on yourself, you need to put reflexive pronoun to show that in Spanish. Okay. Next here, can you calm your dog? ¿Puedes calmar a tu perro? Okay. ¿Puedes calmar a tu perro? Perfect. But here it's can you calm yourself? Okay. Like can you stay quiet like that? So it's ¿puedes calmarte? Okay. ¿Puedes calmarte? Okay, now if we compare here, the first sentence says that, some third person is saying that, can you calm? Okay, can you do this action of calming to your dog, right? But here the third person is saying, can you do the action of calming to whom? To yourself, right? So yes, we need to put reflexive here. Okay, perfect. Next is we can change Sam. It's podemos cambiar a Sam. Okay, next is we can change ourselves. So it's podemos cambiarnos. Okay, podemos cambiarnos. What's the difference? Here we are doing an action of changing on whom? On Sam, right? On someone else. But here we are doing the action of changing to whom? To ourselves, right? So we need to put the reflexive pronoun. Okay, podemos cambiarnos. Nos is reflexive. Perfect. So that's it. All right. Now here it says that reflexive pronoun can also mean each other. Okay, now let's see. For example, if I say they love each other, then I can say ellos se aman. Okay, now ellos se aman literally means that ellos is they, aman is love. Okay, they love. From the verb amar, amar means to love, and here se means they love themselves, right? Because se we have learned it's himself, herself, and it's themselves as well, right? Ellos se aman means they love themselves, but that doesn't make a sense. So instead of saying themselves, we make it say as each other. Okay, it sounds better. They loves each other. So now here the reflexive pronoun is working as each other, right? Perfect. Next is we support each other. Then we can say nos apoyamos. Apoyar is to support. Okay, so apoyamos means we support, right? And nos means ourselves, that we've learned. So it's saying we support ourselves. Okay, but it doesn't make a sense, right? Instead of saying we support ourselves, we say we support each other. Okay, so nos has been translated as each other. Okay, perfect. We help each other, same concept. Nos ayudamos. Ayudamos means we help. Okay, nos is each other, we help each other. Alright, they miss each other. That's ellos se echan de menos. Echan de menos means they miss. Okay, and se means themselves. They miss themselves doesn't make a sense. So say again, we make each other. They misses each other. Okay, they miss each other. Perfect. Now here it says to miss is echar de menos in Spain. Okay, in Spain we say echar de menos, to miss, and extrañar in Latin countries. Okay, extrañar and echar de menos both means to miss. Perfect. Alright, so just keep this in mind. Sometimes the reflexive pronoun can also mean each other. Okay, whenever this kind of situation comes, like they love each other, we support each other. Okay, perfect. Alright, now here we're going to see some very common reflexive verbs, okay, that you might come across. So first we have despertarse. Despertarse means to wake up. Bañarse. Bañarse is to get bath, we know that. Vestirse. Vestirse is to get dressed. Dormirse, it means to fall asleep. Acostarse is to go to bed. Casarse is to get married. Casarse. Divorciarse, to get divorced. Divorciarse. Sentirse, to feel. Afeitarse. Afeitarse is to save. Maquillarse. Maquillarse, to make up. Lavarse. Lavarse is to wash oneself. Quitarse. Quitarse is to remove. Remove cloth. Remove your clothes. Remove your shoes. Okay. Quitarse. Sentarse is to sit. Sentarse is also to sit is also reflexive in Spanish. Atreverse. Atreverse is to dare. Okay.
Alright, now here we're going to see some verbs, okay, where we are going to keep it normal without reflexive pronoun, and we're going to see at this side the same verb with the reflexive pronoun, okay, and we'll see how the meaning is changing, right? For here, for example, we have hacer. Hacer means to do or to make, okay, hacer, very important verb, but here we're making it reflexive verb by putting se over here, so hacerse. Now, hacerse means to become, okay, like I want to become a doctor, then you can use this form, hacerse, okay. Ver means to see a movie, to see anything. But verse means to look or to appear. Like if I say you look very handsome, today you look very handsome, then I can use this, verse, okay, perfect. Él se ve muy guapo, like this. Ir is to go, okay. Ir is to go, but if you make it reflexive, it means to leave. Okay? Perfect. Llevar is to carry. Okay, to carry anything. But llevarse is to take something with you, or to steal or to buy something. Okay, that's the difference. Okay? Like if I say, el ladrón is thief. El ladrón se llevó. Okay? El ladrón se llevó muchos oros. It means the thief took or stole a lot of gold. Okay, perfect. Cambiar is to change. Okay, cambiar. But cambiarse means to switch from one thing to another. We have acusar. Acusar is to accuse someone. Okay, acusar. But if you say acusarse, if you make it reflexive, the meaning totally changes and it means to admit. Acusarse literally means like to accuse yourself, right? So it means if you're accusing yourself, it means you are admitting, right? That you are the criminal. So admitting, perfect. Now poner means to put, okay, put something. But ponerse means to put on yourself, okay? So it's like that. So ponerse we use like to put the shoes, to put the, okay, stuffs. So in that case you can use, but poner is like if you put your stuff in any place. Okay, perfect. Alright, that's all about the reflexive and non-reflexive verbs, and I hope that's all about the reflexive verb and pronoun. I hope this lesson was helpful, and if please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.